Hello everyone, this is the Golden Totodile, and today I'm going to be showing off something that I've built in Minecraft. This is actually a newer version of something that I've built in the past, and that's a TARDIS in Minecraft. Now, I started off in this little cave here. It's facing the wrong direction, but if we head inside, we'll see that it is bigger on the inside, just like the real one. And, yep, get out of here. So, the way this works is I'm using command blocks to be able to make this thing teleport around to whatever coordinates I want. And before we get into that, I want to show you another little feature. It's nighttime, this is pretty annoying. But if we go ahead and go inside, I have installed a time changing device. Even though the real one doesn't really have that, but we're traveling into the morning time. You can also go back. The only problem with this one is when you use the back one, it actually changes the phase of the moon because there's no remove time command. I had to literally go in a circle around a whole day, but it works. So we head outside. Ignore that. We can choose where we want to go. So let's say I wanted to go over to this. Well, we can go ahead and pull up the coordinates, and right here, the XYZ, we can take that. So the X is 59, Y is 64, and the Z is 309. So you can take those and just copy them to the clipboard or whatever if you want to memorize them, or maybe if your friend sends you coordinates to their house, you can go ahead and take those, go inside. And over here, you have to be in creative mode and opt for this, so it's a little bit weird if you wanted to do this in a survival world. But in this command block, there's a bunch of code here, but if you just skip to the beginning, these numbers right here are the coordinates where it will be landing. And if you go ahead and delete those and paste in the ones that are to where we want to be landing, and then we can click on this, and that will dematerialize it, so there's no longer a TARDIS in the world. I'll show you that later. And then if we flip it again now with the new coordinates put in, and we walk out the door, here we are in the location that we put. And over here, where it used to be, it's now no longer there. So the way this works is, first off, a really simple part is we have a command block in here that's teleporting me to the coordinates of the inside, if you can figure that out when I step on this. It teleports me right there. And then what this command block right here does is basically it spawns an invisible, I chose silverfish because why not? It spawns an invisible silverfish named Location around somewhere in there, and he's invisible, he's invulnerable, and he can't despawn, and he's named, as I said, he's named Location. And there's another one named Teleport, or Tele, I think. And what happens is when I flip that lever, it comes down here, and this signal comes to here, which will first, what this one will do is actually spawn the second silverfish called Telly, which that one up there didn't. And this one will copy I'm gonna have to break through here. It'll copy this. This is always here, no matter what. And it basically uses the clone command to clone everything that's in this area of this. Like, I got the dimensions of it with the coordinates, and it will paste it at the relative to the silverfish named Location. So the silverfish Location, there's actually a way I could... There we go. So we can see he's right there. I just replaced the block that he's sitting at with that. And I basically do the same thing, but with a clone command to paste the TARDIS shape, or the building, relative to him. And there's another one right here. I don't want to... Well, oh, I think I just killed it. That's not supposed to be what happened. It's actually pretty bad. That means I can't teleport back. I'll have to fix that. But basically, if I click this, it does another command exactly the same as that, but instead replaces it with just some air. Or I could use a clear command, and that's right here. So when I unflip the lever, this inverted signal goes off, which replaces the location relative to the silverfish name location with just a block of air, and this one will kill the tele silverfish and the location silverfish so that they're no longer there. Otherwise it would just be putting them all over the place and it would never, so yeah, that's about it. I just sort of built something here. I don't know how good it looks. It ended up coming a little bit too colorful than I would have hoped, and I also put a bunch of chests here if you could actually use this as a base and maybe a survival world. But again, as I said, you have to turn into creative mode to type in the coordinates of where you want to go. And this stuff here is just random stuff for looks. Another problem with this would be, and another part that's cool is if you try to go through in the chat, it tells you that it's not materialized, so you can't teleport to it. Another problem that you run into with this that I can't really figure out a solution to is if you tried to get the TARDIS to appear in an unloaded chunk, it gives an error where it can't spawn the silverfish in an unloaded chunk. So you can't go too far, which is really sad because you can't actually use this to travel all across the world unless your friend is there loading the chunk or something. I've tried ways to fix this, but I don't have any ideas. If anybody knows how to fix that, then please leave a comment. And yeah, so you can see the inside built over here. You'd obviously, if you were actually using this seriously on a server, you'd probably build this somewhere secretive. But then again, that would just limit your range if you put it way up in the sky. Because, well, you know, the chunks, it has to be somewhat close. So, yep, that's the TARDIS version 3. I've done 2 other versions of this, and this one was basically very similar, just implemented the silverfish and the execute command. So yeah, thanks for watching.